Round 2. Ding, ding. You'll have to jump back on, Muzz. I don't know what happened there. We'll call that a shower of rain. So I'll take the water and then you guys can get into the content as we do it. So when Murray gets back on, I'll ask for his opinion on the win-win scenario. Wonder if I can find him. Mum's on. Hi, Mum, or Mum's not far away. Viewers. Mum's watching. How you going again, Mum? Back on. Must have been a good rain shower that cut us off. So, So the win-win deals within the business and the compensation plan. When Murray gets on for round 2, we'll box it out. We'll play What's in the Box. No, we won't play What's in the Box. But that is the fun and games. I can't send him a message. Or can I send him a message? If I go, am I still on? No, so that's, how do you do it? Can I still go? Wonder where I went for that one. Muzz, you'll have to jump back on. Wonder if I can. Did I disappear for long? Was I still on? Was I just talking to myself? So I just sent a message in the chat. Tell Muzz to get back on. So I wonder how that worked in the live land. It's amazing with technology these days, and as far as business. So, you know, part of this morning's deal was done on business, on Facebook. So that's how the tension got put out there. And as social media marketers, we have that sort of impact, or, you know, social media marketers do that and that and that. And that should bring Murray back on. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Elon. Let's nail it. Through the rainstorm and everything. There you go, Muzz. Again.
Right, again.
Must have got rain
cracking
down.
I was starting to waffle on for you, but you're already back online, so that's cool.
That's all right. We can both post lives in the group. We can do it. That's the bonus of it, you know.
Absolutely.
So I was leaning into the win-win deal and how, because it was part of Facebook. So put it in a group to sell something, and then someone notices it, and then you have a conversation, and then the conversation grew from there, and we made the deal.
Yeah.
And that's a bonus of the exposure that us as social media marketers, that we get to use that to our advantage to show what we have to offer. Okay?
Absolutely.
In my lovely, slightly damp, dirty jumper. So deals.
No.
You can't get any more authentic than my frizzy beard on a cold day.
Cold, damp day, buddy.
Yep.
It's and like you're saying, making the most of these sorts of platforms is huge. And I've actually got someone ask me at the moment for a bit of help. They're not affiliated with what we're affiliated with at all, but she wants to market the platform for her own business, and I'll see if I can help her out where I can, just talk about what the things that we know. So, yep. I mean, she asked if I want to be paid, and I appreciate the offer, but I said, well, look, you know, this is a pay it forward thing for me. This is something I enjoy. I'm not on here as much as you and Scotty are, but I do enjoy the playing with the algorithms and seeing, you know, one of the things we've talked about often enough, and in the farm fence I haven't been as consistent as I should be, but the consistency is a huge key. And you know, you have a bit of fun, you play around, and the win-win is getting to talk with some awesome people. And you know, in the long run, for hopefully having a win in the business, awesome, even better. But in the meantime, let's have fun with it. And yeah, I almost treat it as a hobby these days, and just seeing, what sort of an outcome you can get.
Yeah, that's an interesting point you made there, Muzz. So someone asked me about some of my extracurricular activities, and it's like, so what's a business? What's a hobby? Because farming is my primary business. So you invest most of your time in your primary business, right?
Absolutely.
So then, the time I actually spend on Facebook in the last couple of weeks is very minimum. And that's the bonus
Yes.
of learning the algorithm and how to make Facebook pages like the Farm Fence, using the algorithm to market things, to use other things to make reels, to get mileage out of your exposure, like advertising something in a statewide sales group for selling farm machinery. Every farmer in WA gets a look at it, or every farmer in that group gets a look at it. So you could put an ad in the paper, in the good old Farm Weekly. So doing some of that old school media for sheep stud stuff, because we've got a ram sale coming up soon. So that's another extracurricular activity. Bit stiff and sore because I've had to shear a few small rams lately.
And it's such small rams.
What's 100 rams between mates, But the sheep studs have a Facebook page, but how to attract people to the Facebook page is sometimes you have to put it out in the paper. So how to sell your product, and like you helping your friend in the stuff that we've learnt from within this business, creating a business page for the business, but now to season that page, then you can boost ads to the certain things that the target market you want to sell, understand your target market, who you're trying to sell to, really nailing down on that niche, or what they call it, the avatar thing. So who are the person you're actually trying to sell to? Hence why we've made the Farm Fence group. That's part of my avatar. Part of Muzz's avatar is like, we are farmers and we want to talk to more farmers about the advantages of this business model that we have and the products and stuff like that. So this is how the conversation started, and this is how the conversation continues. Wins come and wins go. So it'll be great to have a deep dive with Scotty one day on the wins, because we all follow each other on our profiles. So to have that three-way chat again, because that was an interesting day when we did that.
Absolutely.
But you can't do that in the farm. You can't do that in the newspaper. So you go to sell. That's an interesting way that we get to use this to our advantage. You don't, to sell a harvester and put an ad in the paper. That's it. Someone has to ring you up. That's and you might have to have 20 or 30 conversations about the same thing. Where you take it online, and so put the same harvester ad in a Facebook group, suddenly 10,000 people get to see it and read the conversation piece you write for it. So how to write your ad, like when you do your, what we call copywriting, when you write your text for your post, to say, how to sell something within that, because there's techniques that, some people call it the Disney technique. If when we go,
which technique, sorry?
Disney. So how does Disney tell a story in a movie?
Once upon a time.
There are 5 parts to a Disney movie. So you've got, hero has to go through a journey, a pain point, to find a solution, to then become the hero. It's a little bit more complicated when you actually dive into the process. But to tell that story, you have your introduction of the hero, then you have their challenge, and then you have the pain point, or the really big pain point, for them to then grow through that pain point to have the victory. So whatever that victory may be, whether it be island daughter sailing across the sea to rescue the heart of Tafiti. That sort of story that's how to sell stuff.
Yes.
So if you can put that in a post, and I've had some great reaction over the years trying to sell harvesters and writing rhymes and stuff like that to get people's attention, and you get clicks. Yeah. So more clicks means further up the order, more people get to see it, then you can sell your stuff, which is how we learned as Facebook social media marketers, is what we try and do with these other products. So, yeah.
No, absolutely. And it's just going back a bit, Stuart, like it's so interesting, like just backing up what you're saying, the Facebook world or the social media world, you can cover so much more mileage. And I mean, I don't know, it's been a long time since I've had to place an ad in Elders Weekly or Farm Weekly, but you can pay as much or as little as you want for any ad. Like in the Farm Weekly, there's a basing of paying for a small written column, or you can boost it up to put a photo in there. But for the same value, But now, for probably the same value, I would imagine, you can cover so much more ground on this thing than you could with look, to a certain degree, it's a tough call because there's so many people you probably are missing out on with using the Farm Weekly. And as you said, you still use it for your ram sales and stuff because there are obviously the older cockies who aren't on Facebook yet. And people too. So, but it's just fascinating from a business side of things. This world that we're in at the moment is a more economical, beneficial way to go.
Yeah, because I do see plumbers, electricians, tradies making funny reels and stuff to promote their business. That comes across my feed occasionally, and you've got to go, full credit to them to make a funny reel about being an electrician. And then if you want electrical work done in this area, this is my area. So give me a call. It's like perfect ad. In the old days, you might have done that on TV. So this is the Facebook world is the transition between the written word in the newspaper or the local newspaper.
Yes.
And what's on TV. So we get to do TV content at a local newspaper level.
Yeah.
It's the sort of the perfect blend. And and that's the bonus. Straight up. So the advertising budget in paper form for the sheep studs is more than I spend in a whole year on Facebook marketing.
Yeah.
And we're only talking 2 weeks of ads. And like I said, pretty picture. So by the next 2 weeks, Farm Weekly, you'll see this head in a corner. So you'll have to go down to the livestock section. But, understand that cost a pretty penny for that ad. So, and value for money, that's equivalent to, I need to sell 2 rams to cover that cost.
Yeah.
So that's that. If you know what you know, you can put a monetary value on how much I spent on advertising for the last 2 weeks for the ram sale. Where what the page, so that if I dive into that, what the stud page has done as far as marketing and gone out to a couple of hundred people, you get followers, stuff like that. So then I post something on that page. They get to see, I fed the sheep hay, I marked a few lambs, things like that. So, and that's organic content that if you were to, if you were to put it on TV, I know how much when I was more associated with the race car club, how much they used to spend on their TV budget.
Yes.
You could buy houses for what they had to spend to get spots on TV or ads to try and get people to turn up to this event or get sponsors to, you got to advertise your sponsors and stuff. So you got to provide your value for money to then go to get people here to recoup their money. And how many shirts, hats, gate fees, all that stuff you had to sell to cover that money was in the thousands. It was tens of thousands of dollars. It was even more than that sometimes. So, there's what a great world we live in when we can have a phone or a computer and then create a business which we can advertise from that thing for a very low cost. So, and then you go, all right, so if you don't have a business, it's like, I don't have a trade. Like, so I can't go be a plumber or electrician to go, I'm going to start a plumbing page and go fix dunnies and stuff like that.
Yes.
When my dunny breaks, I fix it, right? So it's not that I can't, I'm just not qualified. So then if you're lucky enough to have a trade, you've got a business you can market. But if you don't have a trade and you're going, well, I'm sick of working for the man or whatever, and maybe I want to do something. I've got this advantage of this high-tech phone in my hand. Everyone's got some form of smartphone in their hand these days, so there's no excuse. What can I sell? And this is where we then lean into our business model. Is like, everyone can do this. You talk about market saturation. So a plumber or electrician work in their local area. How many electricians can one town like the town I live in handle? 1.5. And then there's not enough work. You've got to outsource work. So they go, one guy does jobs on mine sites, he does jobs in other towns. So then your area gets bigger. But how many other electricians is he competing with? And then you get how many, if we had 1% of the population was electrical trade, there'd be oversaturated market. But if 10% of the population did what we're doing, you wouldn't even be close to saturating the market in the same town.
Yes.
So, and as a business model, so there's an imagination number. So I am one, and let's say 9 other people join me in this town, and then there's 10 of us. There's still hundreds of other sales to be made locally without impacting the whole world scenario, and without not. So the business model is not broken. It's not unaffordable, which is probably goes back into the deal done today with the trade. So finding ways to make deals work, other people's money, loans, stuff like that. That happens. Yes. You buy cars, you sell cars, you get a car loan, right? It's no biggie. You want to start a bricks and mortar business, you can get a business loan if you can provide the income. So then that's it's a relative. So then what if we said, here's a business that is location free, portable, affordable, has all these options for how to enter. It's not a linear equation. There's different ways you can do it with trifectas and quads or single sales, different products. The beauty of the thing, for an established company that's over 50 years old, it's like, ta-da! Yeah, doesn't get much better. Like, who hasn't seen a supplement ad on their bloody Facebook feed? Right? Mine's full of them. Because I take my share. So then my phone hears that I'm talking about said supplements, and then suddenly every third bloody video is a supplement ad. Or I talk about, you do a bit of name dropping on the platform or on whatever, and then suddenly your feed starts filling up with content from that person. So, the phone is listening on the business, and then we can take that business. So Muzz, Scotty and Stu's Farm Fence Facebook group makes reels to go on our thing. And what I'll do this week, Muzz, is when I post the reels, I can co-post them with you. So then you get the tag as well. I learned that the other week.
You did that the other week or time before, and that was bloody, I was, oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's like a free reel.
Free reel, which I had them in to thank you for, and I just hadn't gotten around to them, sorry. But, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
It's another way to spread the name and of MurrayJPens, whatever, and hopefully it works all around because obviously, people who are seeing my feed or my stuff see you as well. Like that's how you link it all in.
They call that collaborative business.
Well, there you go. So it's even got a name.
And that's an interesting concept because so on Instagram particularly, I get a lot of offers in my DMs for product collaboration because they see social media marketer. They go, does he want to sell our product? So this DM, that DM, do you want to affiliate with our product? It's like, I'm already marketing one. Thanks for your time. No, thanks. Doesn't stop them asking the question.
No. And it's funny, I was thinking that before we started today, Stuart, because getting onto TikTok recently, they're finding a lot of online marketers on there, and I haven't had a lot, I shouldn't say that, but I've had a few people come up to me and ask me, what am I doing? Have I got a sideline hustle, or what do you want to call it? Am I marketing anything? Would I be interested? And same thing. And you've hit the thing on what I was gobsmacked. I said, look, thanks for the offer. No, not interested. No reply, which I think is so rude. I mean, one of the biggest things that we've learnt within our operation is don't be bloody rude. Like, because no matter what happens, and it's not just on here, I'd also talk to my stock agent about it. We talk about similar lines. It may not work for them right now or for me right now, but you don't ever want to completely close the door.
Yeah.
And so, for them, a simple, no worries, mate, just sort of ask, or catch you around. Yeah. And that way you're walking away with and so it gets back to this, to collaborating, to working together, to opening up doorways to create networks. And, getting back, it's still a win-win because no matter what, you might know of someone who's interested in doing in that particular line. So you can send this person, the person to the bloke who approached you, or person, I should say, bloke, woman, whatever, and say, look, go and talk to them. I know that they've got a good product that they're willing to work with you for.
Yep.
Et cetera, et cetera. Don't close the freaking door.
That's a bit of that's old school marketing. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Absolutely, and I still think that's as relevant now as it ever was. It's a huge thing, especially in a day and age now where you can't walk in the street and talk to people because everyone's too busy, buddy, on the phone, or they just don't want to talk to you. Like, it's just, and you see me talk about it quite a lot. I'm flabbergasted at how little people want to interact with each other. So I think between what we're doing, it's so important to bring it back. And bring back, I suppose it is an old school thing of,
it's authentic interaction. So, the sales. So when we talk about sales techniques, right? So, Facebook ads, picture ads, stuff like that is a technique. Click the link, buy the product, go to the Shopify store, buy the supplement or the shirt or the hat. That's a bot interaction. And even when I get those bot interactions in my chat, I still interact as a human to prove, not only to myself, but to prove to the platform that I am a human. So when people do come across me, or I do message people back, that everyone understands that I am a human. There is limited time to how much time I want to spend on my phone answering hundreds of messages. But that is part of the deal. If you go, mate, you gonna say something?
No, I thought I did, and then I didn't. It's gone. It's just poof. It's gone. Sorry, carry on.
Lost your train of thought.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a comment.
All these messages and interactions, it's, you know, the divide between society, or, you know, talking generationally between, they say our kids are on phones too much these days. And I was having a discussion with my son and going like, well, back when I was your age, there was no mobile phone. It was stuck on the wall with a cord. So you couldn't walk around the house with it. There was certainly no video phones, and how times have changed. But then to reach those people, you know, so we become social media marketers. So we need to have content that speaks to the people. So, you know, I've got mates that are plumbers, I've got mates that are mechanics, and if people are in a certain area, I do referrals to those businesses, which is much the same as when people in my area, so, you know, people go, they might hear, like with your stock agent, need some rams. Who you got sells rams? Well, I've got this bloke, and this bloke. Where are you from? So keep it local and sort of look after each other and stuff like that. So that's how you get the win-win successful story. Yeah, everyone is more successful when we collaborate, work together on everyone being successful, which makes the win-win. Where if you're trying to, you know, if I'm trying to just sell rams and I don't care about if someone rings me up and goes, you got it, and it's yes or no, I can shut the door on a sale by going, no, I'm out this year. They're all gone. You know, too late. It's like, sorry, mate, we sold out, but follow the Facebook page. I'll keep in touch with you for next year. Or if I find anyone who's got some spares, I'll give you a ring. You know,
yes.
The difference in interaction to go, you know, so, and reaching those kids. So my young fella is not old enough to be buying and selling sheep or buying and selling stuff on Facebook. But at some point, he's going to get in the marketplace where he's going to be reading the old Farm Weekly or seeing the Facebook ad on buying sheep studs. No, not sheep studs, but buying rams. Oh, yeah, I've got sheep that need to be doing. Hashtag keep the sheep. We'll get on that train again. So the market has changed. The world has changed and the market has changed on how we sell stuff. And then speaking different to those generationals. So in the conversation with my young fellas going like, we did stuff when we were kids that wasn't recorded on mobile phones. And we got bumps and scrapes and stuff like that. And you know, your feelings might have got hurt, but you got over it. You didn't have to post on social media that someone upset you because it's rainy today and you can't hang your washing out, or you just find a different solution. You know, so, you know, mindset differences in generations today, and then there's just such a big difference. And I'm sure that my parents are, you know, Mum watches a few of these videos, and the gap, like Dad wouldn't have a clue. He understands the content, but he wouldn't have a clue to do the Facebook marketing. He's not even on Facebook. It just doesn't care. It's not a thing in his world, which is completely okay.
Really
but then to see me walking around the farm making Facebook, you got the phone out, making limericks, got to do a voiceover for the limerick for the sheep stud thing, to make, you know, as a sales pitch, make a silly song and dance about sheep, you know, insert puns here, all the different sheep jokes you can put into a reel to try and sell some sheep. But you know, and then that's a different form that Dad wouldn't have done when he was a kid, and that it'll be different again when the young fella grows up. He goes, oh, I might just have a microchip in my head, and the video ads will just flash up before my eyes. It might be that easy. You'll be driving through a town and it'll go, here's the local IGA, here's the local fuel station, here's the local thing. Doing add in your microchip in your brain, so it becomes in your vision, and you go, all right, and maybe that's the thing. And they're going to sit there and go, yeah, back in the old days, Granddad used to have this thing called a phone, and he had to record these things. Nowadays, it's just zapped straight into our brain and goes into our natural vision. It's like, you know, that could be a thing. You know, that could be everyone's thing, like the neural link, this, you know, whatever Elon's got going with the neural link, puts a chip in the brain looks at the eyes, and you can control the phone and the computer and stuff like that. That's a real thing. But the mobile phones when I was a kid was a real thing too, but not everyone could afford them. And then as time goes on, technology changes, so then the marketplace has to change with it. So highly recommend to anyone, get a trade, particularly the big 4 or 5, because houses still need to get built. You know, power points still need to get replaced, and toilets still break, and baths and showers and stuff like that. So those sort of businesses will never go out of fashion, but the marketing of those businesses, or the exposure, advertising of those businesses, will change with the times. Because I don't even know if you can buy Yellow Pages these days.
Well,
the old
it's funny you say that.
Yellow Pages used to get delivered to the house.
Yeah. Even to the station, we've got them delivered. You get your yearly new, 2-3 inch thick bloody Yellow Pages.
Yep.
But in Geraldton here, they had stacks of the local, the Midwest Yellow Pages, white pages, all in one, at all the local businesses. So, if you wanted it, it was there to pick up from the local business. And I picked up a stack because I thought, it never goes astray. Because, I as you know, I'm a bit concerned with AI and all this stuff, and I'm waiting for Starlink to happen. Conspiracy theorist here, that there are some old things that you don't want to let go of. But anyway, it's very hard to get.
Well, we could all prepare for the zombie apocalypse or the alien invasion any day we like.
But like you're saying, it doesn't stop you from getting ready for the things to progress. And like you're sort of saying with your young fella, I don't know about yourself. there's a bit of an age difference between you and I as well, obviously. But you and I growing up, mobile things weren't a huge thing that was available to us. We were lucky enough, I think in 97, 98, Mum and Dad got their first mobile phone. That didn't quite come with the suitcase, but it was a big brick of a thing. That was the pride and possession. It was turned off when it wasn't needed, yada yada. It was there, but wasn't a huge thing until I went to school, got my first phone for emergency purposes only. Until every day was an emergency, talking to a girl or whatever. These things, technology, you can't get away from it. But I think the biggest thing is now it's an inevitable thing. It's going to come. It's going to happen. And so the likes of young bloke, we can only teach the new generations as best as we can how we think they should handle the technology. Like, it shouldn't be an extension of your body. It should be a tool to be used to your benefit. Look, we still use it for watching Netflix and playing games. Don't get me wrong. That's a tool for enjoyment. But and so, like, when your young bloke gets older and he starts talking about how for you, there was these things that you actually had to physically pick up the phone as opposed to having it plugged into your brain, they can pass on a rough thing. Like, I'm probably losing track here a bit, but it's so interesting. We can't stop progress. Yeah. But we can probably help guide it as best we can with the knowledge we have now.
And it's like the technology, something that's relevant is the technology in farming. So how to grow a wheat crop, the technology within something so simple But it's not so simple when you look at, the new age weed problems, the new age chemicals to deal with those weed problems, the ways in which we use to apply them, like me and my lovely nitros, the dynamic duo, Nigel and Neville. So,
Nigel.
yeah.
But
so
with that in mind, Stuart.
Yeah. Go, mate.
Sorry to cut in there, but you might be already heading that way. So obviously things are pretty damn wet here at the moment, and I don't know how badly things are for you at home there. But because things are so wet here, a lot of blokes aren't able to use their nitros, Neville's or Nigel's or otherwise, because they're just getting stuff bogged left, right and centre. And so like everyone from over east is over here at the moment with their planes, choppers, doing spraying.
Yep.
But talk about agricultural technological progress. There are a heap of drones getting around at the moment throwing spray around. So, I mean, that's a huge step, I think, for the area. Like, a lot of these blokes wouldn't have entertained the idea if it wasn't for the fact that there's no other choice. And everyone else is getting stuff done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard of guys, it wasn't that long ago, there was a year when it was wet enough down here. And it's probably, I don't have the same issues that some guys do. I've got setups. So one nitro's got big fat tires on it.
Yeah.
And it can swim, right?
Yeah.
So it can almost swim. I can get through a puddle if I have to. There's some spots and it just requires enough horsepower to keep the wheels turning.
Yeah.
But even spraying the other day with Nigel, and we went past the section and it's a known creek line. I went, it could be soft here. What do you know? You hear the engine light go, I'm going, go just lean on it a little bit more. Come on, mate, swim, paddle, pop out the other side, no problem. And it's sometimes like the technology available with the drone things, what is the cost of damage versus the cost of application or the advantage of the thing? So that's why airplanes, helicopters and drones are becoming more of a thing, because in particular a canola crop, for me to drive big Nigel through the canola crop later, that's a 3% yield loss. So, right? So
by the time you drive
those figures, so
yes.
That's why you go, what's a plane worth? Is 3% of a 2-ton canola crop a lot of money? Yes, it is. Is that worth getting the plane in? Yes, it is. So, horses for courses. Could that be worth buying a drone just for that 1 year? If you've got enough canola in, and could that drone could you desiccate canola with a drone would be a question. That'd be a great question to find out. How wide they are.
Absolutely.
Could you effectively, it could be done, but could it be done in a timely manner? I don't know, some of them might be 3 meters-ish. Might have a 5 meter swath width on a drone, on a big one for, drift and stuff like that. So then for my 36 meter boom and the hectares I can cover versus that, 3 meter drone. So, let's say we go spend 40 grand on a drone, or you could spend 400,000 on a nitro. But you're covering 12 times the area at more than twice the speed, 3 times the speed. So effective time, that's when you start to go, you've got to really budget for these things and understand your value for money. Similar to the value for money with the water we drink. Like, I've had mine for fucking years now. Excuse the French. The value I still get from being able to go to my kitchen and fill up that water bottle with water that I know I absorb quicker, and the energy I get and the fitness associated with that and the work I can achieve. It's like, just buy a drone. It's the drone of the kitchen. It's
absolutely.
It's there to upgrade your water to go, now you can do more things with it. Your pasta's better, your rice is better, your drinking water's better. your cleaning products are less because you can do this with it. There's all these hundreds of reasons that we can rattle off as to why it would be value for money. And similar conversation, dollars and cents, pros and cons. Does Stewie and Muzz buy a drone to do the fence line spraying? Automate it, like a Facebook ad. Pay five bucks a day, see 10,000 people. Whoop-de-doo. Automate it.
Yeah. Automate it. And that's the thing. It's all, and like I'm saying for this session today is balancing up, your costs. It's all about value and equating what you're getting for that value or giving for that fact.
Yeah.
And
how does it become a win-win? How to match the value to become a win-win.
Absolutely. Now, I'm sorry, Stuart, but I'm going to bail on you again.
Don't be sorry, mate. We've got to end these things at some times. These are great conversations.
We have some good yarns.
It's good to hash these ideas out. It's just like going down the pub sometimes, but I forgot the beer. I've got coffee and all sorts of stuff everywhere.
Oh, that's the shot, buddy. Yeah, no, it looks good from there. I was actually just thinking a minute ago. It's funny how we started when we used to actually have a can on these shows, and I'm approaching 8 months sober.
Yep.
So
and you've got that pretend beer for Friday Frothies,
which is pretty good, and I must admit it still feels funny at times if I go for a drive and take a little esky of the more pretend beer. It's I get a bit of a feeling for it, but it's not quite the same. I must admit I do miss the buzz, but no. But I was just thinking like how. Oh, Christ, we've had some interesting yarns with a few cans on here, but no, and it's either way, we have some awesome discussions. So, but I want to go.
I nearly brought a hot coffee today.
Well, at least you're a bit more organised than me, but I've just got my 2-litre Tupperware bottle of water.
Yep.
And that's
got to
try to
get it into you.
Get that down me. Absolutely. Yep. But thanks today, mate. And
that's probably something I'm struggling with today is drinking enough water. But I'm absorbing enough through the skin.
Oh, so your jumper's only wet because it's bloody overflowing.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, bloody cold too.
All right. Well, let's leave it at that then. And I suppose we might as well sign off.
Do the big sign off. Your turn?
Yeah, I'll give it a whirl. I haven't done this for a long time. I usually bail on you, but I'll give it a go. So just big thank you from Stuart and I to let's begin with our veterans and soldiers who are protecting us and our country. To all the cockies and farmers and pastoralists who are producing the food that we eat and the things that we wear. And to the truckies who cart all this wonderful gear around and also working with our defence forces to cart the protection around the country and, sadly, in some cases, the world. So thanks to you all, and thanks to all you guys for watching with us. And don't forget to click that bloody subscribe button and like us and follow for more.
That's right.
I can never get that bit, anyway.
Yeah, I can't forget that bit. Yeah. Yeah, you got to catch it on. If you didn't catch it on Facebook, you can catch it on the replay. You can catch it on the YouTube, or you can catch it in the reels that we're going to tag each other in all week.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, mate, and enjoy the wet weather.
Will do. Don't forget to drink your water, do some push-ups, and get on with it. So that's us for today, people.
Cheers, guys.
Right. See you, Muzz.